I'm 30, single, mom. My checkered past is all over Instagram.
Renner, the greatest talent scout of her generation. She scrambled in the pocket with Colin Kaepernick, but had to cut ties after Fashion Nova couldn't support his political protest. She took a romantic trip to Rack City with Tyga, but the Young Money Marvel was overly dedicated to his OnlyFans. She romanced a big baller in Ben Simmons, but passed him off to Kendall Jenner once she saw his jumper was beyond repair. We thought her love with Lil Uzi Vert was eternal, but it's tough to stay committed when all of your friends are dead. She secured the certified lover boy himself in Drake, but Father Time is undefeated. She dated strip club Hall of Famer James Harden.
This is a certified hood classic.
To this day. To this day.
Women need to change their attitudes before they change their makeup. I'm sure that even more than that, change your attitude. Because women will go out there and they would want to change this, they want to change that, all the things that don't count. If you learn to, the same way how women can go out there and learn to put makeup on, learn to cook, learn to wash by hand, learn to please a man.
That is so outdated,
That's what you need to do.
That's outdated, girl.
She said, girl.
That's outdated.
She's right.
For who?
I'm saying, it's like, we had literally just talked about this off camera.
She looks like Sam Cassell.
When you guys picked her up from the airport, when we were talking about, what's the value system or the point system for a woman who cooks versus a woman who can suck good dick and fuck.
Listen, dick can only be sucked in so many ways. I mean, let's be serious about this. Because
You had the Gok 3000.
No, this is actually a serious point, right? This is a very serious point because the Western world has collapsed in real time and it's a failed society. And one of the reasons it's a failed society is because of the over-sexualization, especially of females as a whole. If a woman comes up to me and goes, I'll be the best sex you ever had, I am revolted. I don't want the best sex I've ever had. I want you to be pure and a virgin. You shouldn't know what sex is. Cook my or shut up. Don't come and talk to me about sucking dick. Vile. It's disgusting. I don't want to hear that.
Can I say something?
I don't want to hear that. What I want is a woman who makes me look good. No woman who's running around talking about sucking can make me look good. So I lose interest completely and utterly, and that's the truth. So what she's saying is completely correct. These are old school things, but it's not about the act. Yes, you can order food, of course. It's about the status that comes with it. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and I agree. But I'm just saying that's how men look at like your past is like basically like you've given it for free.
I want to know my body count. I don't know why in like 2018 that's any of your business or why it matters. But 24.
Why life? According to the CSI Cheek Slaying investigation, what she's trying to say is her body count is around
somewhere between 700 billion and 1,300 billion.
11 athletes.
Woo!
5 entertainers.
Woo!
8 regular guys.
Woo!
I've only regular guys since I've been Instagram famous because a lot of y'all run too much. I don't want to be sending you a video 1 minute, the next minute I see me spread eagle on the timeline playing with. In my experience, the worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just, they're really done.
He needs some milk.
In the history of humanity, across any culture, any book, any story, any fable, there has never been across the history of humanity any respect put on the name of a promiscuous female ever. Ever. You name the biggest conquerors that you can possibly name from history. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, all of them. They all had 100 wives, bunch of children, Big G, conquered the world. Normal. That is normal evolutionary biology. That's how men are designed to be. There's never been a single female who's been celebrated for her promiscuity ever in history. It's always been frowned upon and disgusting. So yes, we are completely and utterly different. Yes, it's different if a woman cheats on a man. And if a man is at a complete top level of his life and ticks every single box, and if he decides to be loyal, which some do, and I can be loyal, and I have been loyal, but there's also times in my life where I don't want to be and get a new girlfriend every single day of the week. I can do that, and I can decide to do that. If a woman decides to do the same, purely because her value is high enough to attract so many males, because she's beautiful, for example, it is completely different. And I'm going to explain to you why it's completely different, so buckle up. It's different. It's different. It's different. Well, I'll tell you why. It is impossible for a female to be promiscuous on a long enough period of time without devaluing herself, because she is people she shouldn't be fucking. There's no way she is sleeping with endless men, and all of them are either high-value men or treating her the way she should be treated. If you find a woman who slept with 50, 100 dudes, she's either dudes which aren't at her level or haven't worked hard enough to try and get the pussy. She was just too drunk to realize he's a loser, plays video games. Or she's PUBG who barely texts her back. So either way, she shouldn't be fucking, or a guy who's at the level who doesn't give her the right amount of attention. For a woman to find a guy who's truly on a level, who truly treats her the way she should be treated, that's once every couple years, if that. You ain't just gonna go out there dude every week and say, yeah, he's worth pussy. Yeah, he treats me good enough to get my pussy. Da-da-da. And you know what's funny about the universe? It's actually beautiful about the universe because it's equal and opposite forces. When you devalue yourself, it's kind of like men can smell it on you. They can just look at it and go, oh. And that's the way it works. So you have to be very careful as a female and sit and go, does this man truly deserve to? If you think about it, the answer 99% of the time, especially if you're promiscuous, is no. So when a woman is sleeping around with all these men, she's devaluing herself. She's devaluing herself, and the world knows, God knows, the universe knows. When a man does it, he doesn't devalue himself at all. That's just the way it works.
Can I ask you a question? Wait, Esther, 1 second. Sir, may I ask you a question? What would you say if a woman now is married to 2 men?
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.
Haram.
Why?
No, I'll tell you why. Let's talk about this. What is the difference between a man, let's say me, I have 4 wives, right? What's the difference between a man having 4 wives and a woman having 4 men?
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time.
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time, and we know who the parents are, right? So
Yes.
let's say you had 4 pregnancies, you know who the mother is because she's carrying the baby, and you know who the dad is, top G. If you had a woman with 4 men and she gets pregnant, who's the parents?
What about if...
But no, I'm asking.
Okay,
Do you know?
I ask, what if they're different races? One
Answer
white,
the
one black?
question.
You don't know.
Answer the question.
You don't know. Now, modern science can come along and maybe fix that for you, but that doesn't mean it's not wrong in the eyes of God. The idea of having a family, the idea of a child being born, one of the baselines for a new life to come onto this planet is for at least to understand who the 2 people who made it are, at least. If you have a woman fucking 4 dudes, you don't even know who got her pregnant.
So may I just say...
Disgusting.
Wait.
Disgusting.
That's a fact.
Have you seen the twins that had 2 different dads?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. May I just say something then? So if that is the case, yeah, if the one thing that you're meant to have is you, at least you know who the 2 people that put that child on earth are, then that's why promiscuity for men is also a problem, because they get women pregnant. Sometimes they don't even know they have children. That's haram, no?
No, it's completely different. It's different because you have to understand, I'm talking about humans. You look at humans from a societal perspective, but society has changed, right? So let's say 200-300 years ago, if a woman got pregnant, she needed a man to survive. If that man didn't take care of her during pregnancy, she was going to die. She couldn't work a job, she couldn't hunt, couldn't fish, whatever, right? A woman literally needed that man for survival. So if you were to come to me and say, I'm pregnant, but you've been by 4 different dudes, I'd be like, who says it's mine? Why am I looking after you? None of them want to look after her. She will literally perish. This is why in most of the world today, still today, virginity is so coveted, and throughout all of history it's been so coveted, because that's the only way to ensure paternity. She's a virgin, I know that's my baby. She ain't a virgin, prove it's mine. Outside of this modern science bullshit, Shaitan, the devil we have here in the West, in most of the world today, without virginity or at least a low body count or at least anti-promiscuity, you can't tell that that's your baby. So it's a completely different thing. You're looking at the idea of a woman being pregnant and coming to a group of men and saying, one of you has to take care of me and put up with me when I'm fat and moody and annoying and I need my bills paid. And all the men are going to sit there and go, no, fuck no.
Talking shit.
So here's my question to that, because all right, I love like everything we're talking about. Okay, so to all of the viewers out there, including myself, right? You live life. There's gray area. You live and you learn, right? So where the from here? So do I play the shame game where everybody walks away a loser? Because I can do that. I've beat myself up my entire life for every decision I've ever made, right? It got me nowhere. No. So I value myself. I see the world differently through a series of events, right? So what comes next? Because that's where I'm confused, right? Because I'm not, it's like if you don't, if it's not like gifted to you, like even in your situation, like your dad provided you a life that like so many people would kill for, like, you know what I mean? So that's why it's like, it sucks, because the reason I hate these conversations is because it's never about like empathy. Do I understand the scales and how someone may view you for this, that, and the third? Okay, but moving forward, then what? So, okay, so I'm just gonna, like I said, make it about myself. I'm 30, single, mom.
Single moms be talking about, I'm gonna give my son the world. Bruh, you couldn't even give him a dad the
My checkered past is all over Instagram.
Moving forward, onward, upward, okay? I know a lot of you are skeptical about talking to people with children, but I can assure you, the baby mamas now, today, we don't give a damn. You can have them. I have exited the rat race. I am not a threat. I want you to be around for a long time, not a good time. You can hold my son, put him on your story. I trust his judgment. I really do. I really, really do. I just want you guys to be happy. I swear I do. Now, I'm not a threat, but you know, I can't speak for the other hoes that you don't know about. You know, maybe odds ever be in your favor. But I am here for it. Okay, like people move on, save the you should have got the ring first. It wasn't gonna work out anyways. It just wasn't gonna work out. Let's laugh together and let's raise this baby, you know? It's officially stepdaddy season. Yeah, what up? I got the car seat in the back.
Car seat in the back.
My cheek slang warriors. In the book of Thotalidians, section cheek slang collaborations verse 11:22, it states, if she has a child chair in the back seat, my brother, she got dug out by a raw meat. And now she's a single mother that belongs to the streets.
She belongs to the streets.
And she probably got roaches in her sheets because she got stomped and ran through like a track meet. My brother, her body count is not close to petite. You're going to need a whole Excel sheet to compute those large numbers, just like on Wall Street. My brothers, according to the book of Hoology, Brittany Renner is just the type of girl you dick 'em, stick 'em, and then drop kick 'em.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Perfect.
Lion's Barrage!
Perfect.
What happened?
Against
Where did all the men go?
Connor will smoke.
You know what I mean? I have people like you who are, she's a hoe, she's literally known for this. Okay. So what would be your advice to people like me then?
But I don't believe in grey area. I believe black and white. So
Okay,
I'm
well,
just
that's
different.
unfortunate because
You know what,
there's
yeah.
gray.
I don't believe in
I'll
grey
tell you
area.
what.
There's gray.
There's
There's gray in life.
to
You know what,
answer. Wait,
go
I'm
on,
going to answer.
let her
question.
answer,
I mean,
Fazil.
I just think there's consequences for your decisions, and I just think like my best advice would be to like lower your standards, like that, because I just think there's going to be consequences for putting promiscuous stuff on the internet.
Okay.
And you probably won't get the type of guy that you could have got at 22.
Do you know what,
21.
sister?
It wasn't meant to be then.
You have to understand is what men are looking for in a relationship. So you did the street interview, and you're asking single people, probably young people, probably idiots who know they're on camera talking shit about good head, all this garbage. It's bullshit. What men are interested in life, not just in their relationship, but in their life as a whole, is status. I don't think most people understand, especially women, how competitive the male world is and how competitive it is for status. This is why men do everything they do. Men buy the faster car, not to drive any faster, because of status. It's why we want a bigger house. We don't give a shit where we live. It's because of status. It's why I want to go to the gym and get big and strong, because of status. Everything we do is about status. It's why I want the better jobs. It's why I want more money. It's why I want to be respected. So what's the number one thing we want our female to give us? Status. That's what we want. So she can give us status by being beautiful. That's one thing she can do. But another thing she could do is if I turn up home and I come home with my boys and she says, I'll cook you all a steak. That's status. That's all my boys going, Ross, you just been out all night and she's here and she's going to cook for all of us and she'll clean up and tidy up. Boom. That's the kind of girl a man's not going to want to lose because it makes him look good.
Without
That's what men
complaining.
want. Status.
That's a fact.
Now let's hear what the girls have to say after the podcast.
So, Brittany, why don't you start? What did you think?
Miss Brittany.
I felt like he was really polite in person. I didn't expect him to be, like you said, so smiley, very warm. And I will say that I do feel like he is very pretty grounded. He is fair. There were just things, obviously, I just don't agree with about the being agreeable to the point of where it's not your own identity, but I also understood where he was coming from. I understood the perspective. I don't agree, but no, I felt like he was like so different in person, and I feel like that's why you can't really judge people based on that. He was just different. I don't know. Am I tripping? Did you guys feel that way?
No.
Go, Denava, why don't you? 45 seconds.
I liked him a lot. I remember when he got cancelled, I said, the only problem with this guy is the fact that he's exposing certain truths and not providing a solution to those who are suffering from it. That's it.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Fuck was that? The girl shit on my fucking eye.
You better come on before you fuck up the video.
Fuck this video. You gonna blew half my fucking face off.
That was the cheese boo off the pizza.